Hello, my name is Kyle Cheney, and I am an Associate Professor of English at New Mexico Military Institute. In May of 2016, I was blessed to receive the Funk Excellence in Teaching Award, so I undertook an individualized in-service as the guidelines require. Here's a brief presentation outlining what I undertook, but let me encourage anyone brave and engaged enough to view this, that the paper I wrote for the same requirements is much better. Now that's over with, here we go. For the school year 2016 to 2017, I attempted a very basic classroom flip, designed entirely to encourage reading. As you can see in this presentation, I sprinkled some illustrations into the essay. Perhaps the fact that there are pictures will encourage more people to read it. Personally, I thought the captions were better than the pictures. It's a good thing I didn't choose art instruction as my profession. In the course of explaining specifically what I did, I also explored what the purpose of the FEITA really is, which proved very pertinent to my own approach to teaching in general. This picture right here is meant to be upside down. It's a flipped classroom joke. I'm sure everyone gets it. Of course, in my individual in-service, I was doing assessment. We have in place many mechanisms for assessing our own teaching here. Obviously, assessment itself, then formal and informal evaluations, administrators like department chairs and above. But the FEITA is a much more introspective exercise. So I introspected on what it means to be an English teacher in particular, and how my interaction with students is based almost entirely on whether or not they've read 20 or so pages of a book the previous evening. Do they read in short, well, so I spent some time examining what they typically do instead. Here we have a video game joke that honestly I found to be more sad than funny. You might disagree. Moving on then, as a faculty member at NIMI, I was honest in my findings. What I tried didn't work for a number of reasons that I exhaustively list. Maybe thoroughly is a better word there. The paper is short enough that it shouldn't make anyone sleepy. Shouldn't. Unlike sometimes when teachers read aloud to students as I did. For something that won't make you sleepy, let me recommend a book that inspired my approach to my, and I'm doing air quotes here though no one can see them, individualized in-service, titled What If? As you can see here, check it out on Amazon or wherever. This was written by former NASA roboticist and webcomic author Randall Munroe. I've included some of his pictures here to make my own art look even worse. Munroe really solves some interesting problems in his book, but alas, as this point states right here, we all have our weaknesses. Naivete is just one of my many. That being said, I did reach a surprising conclusion. Something I already knew proved to be even more true than I had thought, which is our institutional credo. Allow me to read it again. Treat them as you would like your own treated. Teach them as you would like your own to be taught. I actually am a parent. I find it surreal myself sometimes. But as my paper more fully explains, and that is my final pitch, I swear, one must be flexible and adaptable. Sometimes one thing works and sometimes another one does. A teacher just really has to keep trying. And finally, no sometimes about it. A citation for my single source, And that is all. Thank you for your time.